Post details an elderly, egotistical president shielded from reality by a slavish coterie of loyalists. Never said that word before. So ailing, mendacious, egotistical, and that's from media outlets that spent 4 years smooching Biden's wrinkly ass. They were so far up his butt, I'm surprised they didn't diagnose.
The report paints a picture of an aging, self-focused president who appears increasingly insulated from reality by a circle of unquestioning loyalists. It describes a leader portrayed as frail, dishonest, and overly confident. Language that stands out given it comes from media outlets that previously offered years of favorable coverage. What makes the shift striking is how dramatically the tone has changed. Organizations that once avoided criticism are now openly acknowledging problems they long ignored. The contrast has sparked debate about credibility, accountability, and whether the media waited too long to tell the full story.
Biden boasting about how you should be thanking him this Thanksgiving.
Well, this past week, as Americans gathered around their own kitchen tables for Thanksgiving dinner, that was our goal, to give them a little more breathing room, from turkey to air travel to tank of gas.
President Biden recently highlighted his role during the Thanksgiving season, suggesting Americans should recognize the administration's efforts. As families sat down for holiday meals across the country, he said the goal was to ease everyday pressures and make things a bit more affordable. According to the president, those efforts were meant to help with common holiday costs, from groceries on the table to travel expenses and fuel prices. The message focused on providing some financial relief during a time when many Americans remain concerned about the cost of living.
Train wreck of a fact check. Yes, Reuters invites hilarity by fact-checking obvious parody, telling its readers no such luck. Biden doesn't really chase the ice cream truck. So it's no secret the big guy enjoys his ice cream. That's just one of the reasons why Dr. Jill calls him.
The fact check itself ended up drawing more laughs than clarity. Reuters caught attention by seriously addressing what was clearly meant as humor, carefully explaining that President Biden does not literally chase after ice cream trucks. For many readers, the correction felt unnecessary and oddly misplaced. It's no secret that the president enjoys ice cream and has spoken about it many times in public. That well-known habit has become part of his public persona and is often mentioned in a lighthearted way. Even the First Lady has jokingly leaned into it, using the nickname Mr. Softy to keep the tone playful rather than political.
His big ad buy comes one day before Robert Hur will testify about his report claiming that Joe is an elderly man with a poor memory. Biden will be taking his angry man shtick on tour and hit 3 swing states this week. Over the weekend, he gave us a preview of what senile moments you can expect.
The president's latest major appearance comes just one day before Robert Hur is scheduled to testify about his report, which raised concerns about President Biden's age and memory. The timing has drawn attention, especially as questions about leadership and fitness remain part of the public conversation. This week, President Biden is set to travel to 3 key swing states as part of a broader outreach effort. Over the weekend, he offered a preview of the tone voters can expect, delivering remarks that were energetic and emotional, but also closely watched for moments that could reignite debate about his readiness for the campaign trail.
Lobbying Baskins and Robbins to make a flavor based on little girl shampoo. Although, when Joe says sprinkles, it means call the urologist.
At this point, critics joke that he could probably convince an ice cream company to name a flavor after him. His well-known love for sweets has become an ongoing punchline in political commentary. When the president makes casual remarks meant to be lighthearted, they often spark more jokes than applause. Instead of landing as charming, those moments tend to fuel further discussion about his public image and how even small comments can quickly become headlines.
So with the feds, now he gets a taste of his own meds. That's good. Yeah. Stop it! You're biting into the time. The White House admits that more classified documents were found, this time at one of Biden's homes in Delaware and in his garage. But it's cool, man, because that garage was totally locked.
After federal agents searched Mar-a-Lago, attention later shifted back to President Biden. The White House acknowledged that additional classified documents were discovered at one of his homes in Delaware, including materials stored in his garage. Officials emphasized that the space was secured, aiming to ease concerns. Still, the situation added fuel to ongoing debates about double standards, accountability, and how sensitive documents are handled at the highest levels of government.
Pennsylvania, I have a message for you. Send me to Congress that I can support this right, and I promise you, we take back Congress, we will restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land.
Biden could show America his razor-sharp mind by debating Donald Trump, but so far, he refuses to commit.
Mr. President, will you commit to a debate with former President Trump?
It depends on his behavior.
Addressing voters in Pennsylvania, the message focused on restoring reproductive rights and regaining control of Congress. The promise was straightforward: elect supportive lawmakers, and efforts would be made to reinstate Roe v. Wade as federal law. The remarks were framed as a call to action for voters who see the issue as central to the upcoming election. At the same time, questions continue to surround President Biden's willingness to debate former President Donald Trump. While some argue a debate would demonstrate confidence and clarity, the president has so far stopped short of committing. When asked directly, he responded that his decision would depend on Trump's conduct, leaving the situation unresolved for now.
The cold, sweet treat is perfect for cooling down after a long, hot, sweaty day of aimlessly drifting around the White House like a tumbleweed. But now Reuters, which claims to be a news outlet, is getting mocked online for actually fact-checking a clearly edited video of Biden getting distracted by an ice cream truck and walking out of frame.
A cold dessert can be a welcome break after a long, tiring day, and the president's fondness for ice cream has long been part of his public image. That lighthearted reputation is often used in jokes and online commentary. Recently, however, Reuters found itself being mocked after publishing a fact-check about a clearly edited video that showed President Biden appearing to wander off after being distracted by an ice cream truck. Many viewers felt the clip was obviously altered for humor, making the serious fact-check seem unnecessary and out of touch.
She's going to win.
Joe Biden was the ultimate catfish.
Yeah.
We were all online being told, oh, this is a congenial centrist. Yeah, swipe right. I don't know how to do these dating apps.
Yeah.
But anyway, then you find out it's not him at all, but some guy in a bathrobe smoking meth.
Yeah.
God, how many times?
She's expected to win. Meanwhile, some joke that Joe Biden turned out to be the ultimate surprise. Online, many were told he was a calm, centrist figure, someone safe and predictable. But then reality hit, and it wasn't quite what they expected. It's like thinking you've matched with someone friendly, only to discover a completely different side, unexpected, confusing, and far from the first impression. Many could relate to the feeling of being caught off guard by appearances versus reality.
Sir and Chancellor Farabee, thank you for joining us as well. And for families across the country, the school year.
That's hilarious. I would say the footage does seem manipulated. There's no way Joe can move that fast. But give him a break. He's got oil cancer. Next, Justice Department's appointing a special counsel to review whether Biden mishandled classified info. So how is the White House dealing with this? Come on, you just got to trust the process.
This is an ongoing process under the review of the Department of Justice. We're going to respect the process, and we're just going to allow the process to continue. Let the process continue. It's an ongoing process. I am genuinely saying to you, there is an ongoing process. This is all part of the Justice Department process as part of that process. And I said because there was a process of justice throughout this process, we just laid out the process that was taken, and that is the process.
Yeah. The Biden cover-up was by design, orchestrated to protect not the president, but to enable a radical agenda. Anyone could tell Joe was feeble. But what if Biden's decline wasn't caused by disability, but by debility, meaning he was purposely kept exhausted, confused, and miserable, like an overnight shift worker or Fox and Friends viewer?